All right, good day, everybody. This is Etienne Morissette, producer of Sports Inquirer, and welcome to our latest edition of Fighting Peaches. Today, we're focusing on Georgia State football as we were able to attend the presser of new defensive coordinator Travis Pearson as the Panthers prepare for the 2025 campaign. So, before we get to Travis and his presser during the preseason, as always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership, to sportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Twitter /X, Instagram, and Facebook. Just look us up on there. And finally, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our audio and video hosts, which include YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and more. As I mentioned, we were able to attend the presser of new defensive coordinator for the Georgia State Panthers and Travis Pearson. Let's hear from Travis his thoughts on his upcoming for his first campaign with Georgia State and more. Enjoy.
With some situational football today, as well as a few team periods. The guys are fighting through. It's been camp for sure. So they are doing what they are asked to do, and we just got to get them to understand that game one is going to be a high level competition, and that's exactly how we got to practice. But I'm pleased with what they're trying to accomplish and the way they're trying to accomplish as the coaches are have put it in place. So I'm pleased with what we see.
We've spoken to a couple of players and Coach McGee, and all of them mentioned your positivity, just your energy. I guess, why do you want to bring that energy? Why do you see as that maybe the important thing to bring as the defensive coordinator?
Yeah, I know motivation is a great starter, but it's not a great engine. But I try to let those guys know that, I do this for the love of it, and I want them to understand that. I want them to feel the passion that I have because this game has been in my life for a long, long time. And so when I came in and as a new guy in February, I wanted those guys to know I'm here for you, I'm here for this team, and I'm here for Coach McGee to help us be winners. And so I try to bring a positive attitude and a positive set of energies to these guys every day so they don't understand that we waste no moments.
What do you take away from your experiences at Troy the previous few seasons, working on that staff, working in the conference? What can you bring? What experience would that bring to this position here at Georgia State?
Well, working at Troy under John Summerall it was awesome. Uh, Understanding the keys to winning and the mentality to win. Just but I want the kids to understand that that's a mentality. It's a mindset. Winning is a mindset, and it's tough because you have to bring that mindset every day. So from Troy, I brought that winning mindset that we had every day when we brought in our lunch pail to work. We were ready to win. It wasn't no off days. It wasn't any I don't feel good. It was, hey, everybody's got to work toward this common goal, and that's winning. And that's what we did. So that was a great experience, and hopefully I can pass it on to these young men here, and we can get that same result.
Has that helped just transitioning to this program, being familiar with the conference, and game planning against some common opponents as you progress through the year?
Yeah, it's been great. Of course, I was at South Alabama for 3 years too in this conference, so the familiarities are the same, and it's what I told the guys. Hey, look, I know what this conference is about on both sides of the ball because I played them. So I think that's going to help me a ton to help them by being in this conference for 6 years.
What are kind of the core tenets of what you want this defense to do, just philosophically?
Philosophically, we're going to be a defense that gets off the field on third down, and we're going to be a defense that hit and run and apply pressure. I want to play fast. I want to play physical. I also want to keep the ball inside and in front. So it's a mindset with that too. The mindset is play physical, give great effort, and the rest will take care of itself.
You had Ian, Henry, Deuce all back in the front. You got Domain and Josiah back. And obviously, this is a new job for you, but if you notice kind of that continuity that is there in the front seven?
Yes, yes. When I got here, I was I was a new guy trying to learn them all, but just watching Deuce, Funch grow and Domain grow and Josiah, it's been great. I mean, because those guys are the bell cows, and Henry is, you know, dynamite come in small packages. And so I love the way they compete. I love the way they fight, and I love the way they step out front and lead.
Feel like defense maybe a little ahead of the offense because of that continuity.
Well, I wouldn't say that because Coach Jackson he is a brilliant mind with offense with formations and schemes that can kind of get you in a pickle. So I wouldn't say that. I would say that he and I have done a great job of just trying to battle each other and make us better because he gives me great looks that I may or may not see, and I try to do the same for him. And plus, it's just been great to work with him because he's so football knowledgeable about all this stuff.
How's it feel being back in the state of Georgia? You spent some time as a DC at Colquitt County in high school, but now you're back in the state. Have you been able to just kind of get back to, I'm sure you started recruiting already and just kind of looking at the talent. What's it like being back in the state of Georgia in this current position?
Yeah, it's been great, man. The state of Georgia is a factory for football players. High school football is really something. I can remember when I went to Colquitt and I called one of my friends from home. I was like, hey, the football's a little different here, guys. It's a little different. So just being back in and the relationships that I made while I was there at Colquitt and calling them back, they're still coaches. And to be able to get some good players from Colquitt County, the Tiftons, the Coffee, Camdens, that all those guys that I was able to build relationships with, it's been great.
Secondary is where you have your position coach experience in, maybe a little bit less guys coming back there, but some talented players. What do you like from that group, and what do you want from your secondary in general as a defense?
Yeah, secondary, we got to play. Our rule number 2 is deep ball down. We got to keep it inside and front. And when you're back there, I think our safeties are getting it. They're playing very well now, and our corners are long, and we run. And just technical stuff we're working on. Continue to preach identification of formations, all the stuff that you need to be successful out there on that island. So I think that our secondary is coming on, and they're trying to understand what this defense calls for. And I know, hey, I'm the new guy and trying to learn a new system, but I think there's coming along with it, and I think they're embracing it.
Any other questions?
I have a unique question. And just doing my research, I started history in the Arena Football League.
Yeah.
Being named to the all 15-year team.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Just is there any translation from your experiences as a player and being a really good player, a great player at that level to this collegiate game?
Yeah, it is. Even though it was 8-man football, it taught me a lot about the game because 8-man football, you really have to be technical because there's not a lot of room. The field is 50 yards long. I tell you that playing that game really helped me mold as a young man, as a coach, and just being in there with the kind of guys that I played with. I played with some really big names that left the NFL and came and played arena football, so it was great. And I took those things I learned from arena football and I incorporated because I was a high school football coach as well while I was doing the arena football. So it was a great deal. I enjoyed it.
Is it just as far as technique and just on the field, is there some tangible things that you see some crossover with some of the guys you're coaching on the defensive end?
Yeah, like, you got 3 DBs. You got 3 receivers, 3 DBs. It's kind of like a little backyard football. So, you have to be able to pass routes off and stuff we do now in our defense. We pass routes off, and then you have to be able to cover on the deep ball. So, yeah, all that stuff comes into play in the field. I just tell them all the time, it's only 8 players and the field will just shrink, but it's still football.
What are you hoping to see over the next couple weeks as camp wraps up? You get ready for the season.
Continue to grow as a defense. Continue to get better at the scheme. And again, effort. Just play with great effort, great assignment, great alignment, and we continue to do that throughout the course of this camp and throughout the year. I think they can find success.
All right, and that was Travis Pearson, new defensive coordinator for Georgia State football. We appreciate the time that he gave us, and we'll see how the Panthers do. Obviously, his experiences at Troy and gives him a little bit of an advantage of just being familiar with the Sun Belt Conference and everything that takes. And just interesting to hear his background being in the Arena Football League and how that translates to his coaching here at Georgia State, or coming here at Georgia State in the city of Atlanta. But as always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership, to sportsinquirer.net. Premier news for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also head to our social media platforms on Twitter /X, Instagram, and Facebook. And finally, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and wherever you get your audio and video content. Until next time, good fight, good night, and be safe.